Hi everybody, how are you going today? It is so good to see you. We are shooting live from the streets, as you can see behind me here. Okay, I don't want to freak you out. I'm going to stop right there. We are not live from the streets. This is actually a canvas, but it looks good, doesn't it? And this, if you watch this video just up here, this is the image that I was talking about from the last video, shot on the Hasselblad H4D, 60 megapixels, stretched out here on this beautiful canvas. I think this is about 2.5 or 2.2 meters wide. And you can get as close as you want to this canvas and not see a pixel. How cool is that? Anyway, so we're shooting here, pretend live, as Melbourne it's pretty much just about to go into lockdown. We believe Melbourne is probably going to go into some form of lockdown in the next few days. We're finally catching up with the rest of the world. And so sadly, I suppose it's sadly because we love this space, sadly, this is going to be our last video from here for a while. Now, the reason I say for a while is because, well, we have no idea. None of us have any idea what the future holds. Needless to say, if we stay at home, it's going to be the best place to be. And pretty much everyone in the world thinks that. Peak hour on a Friday. Peak hour. 15 minutes after work has finished. There's a few people that don't. Let's not name them, but the rest of us do think it's probably a good idea to basically not be near anyone that they don't know. And even some people maybe that they know, just in case. So sadly, first piece of news is we won't be here in Block Place probably for a while. We have one idea for maybe one video, but if we deem it to be just too unnecessarily risky to be here, we won't make that video and we'll do it a different way, or we'll do it in 2 or 3 months' time. That's the first piece of news. The second piece of news, as the title of this video would have alluded to, is about this guy here. Check it out. Check it out, as the Beastie Boys would say. Now, you might be confused because there's actually 2 things going on. So this is a double announcement. I don't know how it happened, but we had a lot of sales going on here in Melbourne a week or so ago. Crazy, 20% off everything in the whole store sales. And the Nikon 20mm 1.8 hadn't shipped yet, wasn't even in the wild yet. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to miss out on this sale. We're going to go into lockdown. We'll just, we'll just pick it all up again on the other side. But lo and behold, I walked into one of my favorite stores and they had 2. They'd somehow been delivered 2, and well, I got 1. So here it is. So I look forward, if I'm allowed to actually just go outside, even if I'm within 100 meters of someone, so there's no risk of me infecting anyone or anyone infecting me. If I'm allowed to do that, I will try and go out and get some real world first impressions of this beautiful 20mm 1.8. Very exciting. It's big, it's heavy, it's got the same awesome industrial design as I said in that previous video that you can see up here. I feel it's got a little bit of the Hasselblad X1D, a bit of DNA. Nikon probably stole it from them, the DNA, but anyway, a bit of their DNA, and especially in the lens design. I've had a look through the viewfinder with it, and I haven't scrutinized any shots yet, but it's looking great. I think there's only one video I've seen so far on the internet about it, and that's from Ricky. Shout out to you, Ricky. Love your work, mate. Don't know how you get all that gear before everyone else, but love your work. And he's basically showing us that this is optically insane. Well, I look forward to showing you how optically insane this is. The 20mm 1.8S for the Z mount. Now, there's another little attachment here. You might be going, this guy's a bleep head. You know what I'm saying. I'm trying to keep this G-rated. I think not. So I was always a bit interested, like I'm not really a vertical grip person. And the reason that I ended up thinking about this thing here was nothing to do with the grip, it was to do with the extended battery life. And why did I want extended battery life? Because we're going to be doing live broadcasts, we're going to be using these cameras, and we need them to stay on as long as possible. We don't want any fear that they might run out of battery. I looked into the battery eliminator option, which was actually more expensive or around the same price as this thing. And I thought, well, seeing it's on sale, and I think it was $250, it seemed like a very affordable way to double the battery capacity. It does make the camera feel a lot better in hand, and you can shoot vertically with it. Obviously, there's no buttons that you can press, but it's still a vertical grip. And I suppose you could shoot like this. That's a bit weird, isn't it? Don't hate on me. That's a bit weird. Anyway, I will do a review of this, but I just wanted to talk about why it's here. And it's here as a battery eliminator, which again is quite strange because it's batteries, but there's two of them. And the other thing that you can do that you may not know about is you can hot swap. It is actually alive, but you can hot swap. You can take one out, charge it, whack another one in, and this one keeps the whole thing going. That's why I've got it as a battery eliminator, not as a grip, but I'm actually quite enjoying it as a grip, and it's making the Z cameras feel quite a lot like a D4, a D5, a D3, a D6. Sorry, I shouldn't have said the D6. It's a dirty word out there on the internet now, isn't it? It is, yeah. Anyway, that's the next piece of news. I actually think these things are cool. They're obviously much, much cheaper than your normal vertical grip, but I'll dive deeper into that when I actually do a video about this. So we've got the 20mm, we've got the battery pack with extended grip. It's all exciting stuff. We had crazy sales here. Obviously, people thought, you know, zombie apocalypse is coming. Am I allowed to say that? Oh, damn it, I've said it. Zombie apocalypse is coming, or zombie apocalypse is here. Let's have a sale and sell some stuff because we're probably not going to sell stuff for ages. Well, I felt the same way. I'm probably not going to buy stuff for ages, so I've bought a couple of things. And the final thing I want to talk about, which I don't have in my hand, but I do have it. Yes, the Insta360 has arrived. Going out and live broadcasting on the 5G network, that feels a little, it might be illegal soon. Might be illegal soon. But the camera's here. I'm looking forward to talking about it. And Mark and I have come up with an idea of how that exhibition, we've got those 12 pieces. Could we do a virtual exhibition? Is that possible? Where we could basically set up the space like it's an exhibition and set up the camera in the middle of it. And then you can go to the exhibition. You can be in the room, you can look where you want to look. I can walk you through what these shots are about, how they happened, as I said in that video that you can see here. The images spanned 28 years, so there's a little bit of history there. And I think it's a great opportunity. Sit back on the couch with a cup of tea, a beer, a coffee, maybe a cider. I'm partial to an apple cider. And if anyone likes an apple cider, let me know. We could have an apple cider together sometime. We could sit back on the couch and I could share with you some of the adventures around individual images. Would that be a good idea? Could we do that together? Would that be something that you'd be interested in? Say this shot here that I'm sitting next to, behind, in front of. Love Junk is its name. Based after a song by a gentleman by the name of Johnny Diesel, but it was actually based on the fact that there's love. There's a couple kissing here. I don't know if you can see them on camera too. There they are kissing. And this thing here, this is a garbage truck. Love, junk. Seem to work. I can go through a bit of history, not only the kind of emotional, the journey of the photograph, but also the technical. Like this is the Hasselblad, and how do I get a shot like this to happen? And I've used probably at least 20 cameras over the last 30 something years, and they're all got their own unique story. So please let me know in the comments below whether that would be something of interest. In those opportunities, obviously some of us are at home with our feet up, twiddling our thumbs, not knowing what to do, and then some of us are still in the front line, whether it's medical, law enforcement, or things that probably most of us don't think about, but keeping our power stations running. I was just thinking the other day, how many people does it take, and this is not a joke, how many people does it take to keep a light bulb on? Or in this case, 10 million light bulbs on. And I wonder, we have 3 or 4 power stations here in Victoria. How many people is it? And if you were one of those people and you're watching, thank you for keeping the power stations running. Thank you for keeping food coming to our supermarkets. Thank you for looking after us for our safety. Thank you for making us healthy if we're sick. And thank you to everybody else who is still frontline. Anyone really who is still out there in the world, who still has to move around and look after humanity, and expose yourself by doing that. And I mean expose yourself to the virus by doing that. Thank you to all of you. Friday night should be absolute peak hour. People coming home from work. Everything closed. Back to the 360 camera, we will be endeavouring to give you a live gallery opening, and I will share the stories of some of these adventures with you. Please let me know in the comments if you think that's a good idea. We're very sad to not be able to come into Block anymore, but we think it's the right decision. We often travel on public transport to get here, and that's just feeling more and more like a bad idea. Even so, our government is not leading. As I read in the paper this morning, it may well be business that leads government in shutting down Australia. And that's a bit sad. We're not on our own in the world with that, but we are making the same choice to stay close to home. As always, everybody, thank you so much for watching. It's so good to see you. I look forward to seeing you very, very soon in these really tough times. I want to keep it positive though. I don't want to be bringing down. I feel like part of what I can do for the world is just to be a constant. And we need constants in our lives. So I want to be that. And you can be that for me too. Please reach out, talk to me. If you've never talked to me before, I want to tell you guys an interesting statistic. You might have a video watched 40,000 times, but you only hear from 500 people. What does that mean? That means I may not have heard from you. Now it's okay, there's no peer group pressure here, none at all. I was the shyest kid you could possibly imagine. It was 40 years ago, so I know it's hard to believe, and I've managed to change a bit over the years. Maybe not for the better, who knows? So I get shy. But reach out, say hi, whoever you are, wherever you are, in your language. I've got translators. I want to meet you, I want to know you. All right, none of all of that normal palaver. It's been beautiful. I'll see you soon. Hold it, let me get the chair out of the way. This famous icon closed. Everything closed. This laneway would be full of people right now. It's Friday night. Closed. All closed.